Good afternoon. So, as I said in the parents' meeting, if you were there, if not, welcome. Today I want to talk a little bit about auditions and what we do during auditions, things that you need to do to prepare for your audition, and hopefully clear up some of the mystery that surrounds auditions. This came about because in a board meeting right after auditions, and every year I get lots of phone calls about seating placement and how do we run auditions and how do we do this and how do we do that. And a couple parents on the board said to me, you know, we as parents, never having been through an audition, don't understand what it is that you do. We don't understand what our kids go through when they walk through the door of the audition room. And so sometimes the results don't make sense to the kids, and therefore we can't help them because we have no idea what they've just been through. So this is hopefully going to clear up some of that. I obviously can't answer all the questions about auditions because auditions are what auditions are. They're a snapshot into it gives us usually about a 6-minute view into your child's, or if you're a student sitting here, into your playing ability. And auditions are what auditions are, at this level, at the professional level, at the college level, anywhere in between. Some professional auditions are a little bit different in that they're screened, so that when you walk into an audition, the auditioners don't see you. All they do is hear what you're playing, and that's, as you get to the professional level, to eliminate politics and all of that stuff, which we don't deal with. But there is sometimes politics involved in auditions too, at the professional level, so they put everybody behind a screen so that nobody can be accused of favoritism and all of that stuff. We don't do that, so we don't have to worry about the screen part. But I know guys that have played, you know, that are okay musicians, that have had the best day of their entire life and won fantastic jobs. And it only takes one good day to have a great audition, right? I know guys that are phenomenal musicians, and they audition for a job that they're completely qualified for, and they have a bad day, and they lose. It's just the way auditions go, okay? Who hears the auditions? Well, the music director hears the majority of the auditions. All of the winds and brass, and that'll include the wind ensemble next year, and percussion. The music director hears all of the basses, all of the cellos, all of the violas in all the orchestras. The conductor of the string orchestra and the concert orchestra listen to string orchestra violins. The music director also listens to some of the concert orchestra violins. So the string orchestra and concert orchestra conductor listen to all the string orchestra violins, the remainder of the concert orchestra violins. Myself and an outside consultant and the symphony orchestra conductor when relevant. He doesn't sit there through all of the auditions, but when relevant kids come in, we hear everything else. So, yes?
Except young new string players.
Right. The really, really young new string players go, the concert and string orchestra conductor hear them. So, in a 5-day period, we hear as many as 255 auditions. We have over 240 kids in the ensembles now. We have a few dropouts every year. They're kids that don't take their seats or they don't show up or whatever. So we hear somewhere between 250 and 260 auditions in a 5-day period. That's a lot. That's also why I feel it's very important to have an outside consultant in with me. Or I feel the music director should have an outside consultant in, because that's a lot of people to hear in a 5-day period. We take very extensive notes, which I will show you in a minute. So that's who hears the auditions. Why do we do auditions? Well, because it's the easiest and fairest way for us to evaluate kids. There really isn't another way to do it. You can't do it by teacher recommendation, because of course my students are, in my mind, better than everybody else's students. And all the other teachers, their students are better than everybody else. It's just the way teachers think, right? My students are fantastic. So if we did it on teacher recommendation, everybody from 5th grade to 12th grade would be in the principal orchestra because all their teachers would recommend them to be in the principal orchestra. It just doesn't work that way. You can't do it on teacher recommendation. So we don't even look at teacher recommendations. I get a couple calls every year from teachers saying, my kid ought to be in the principal orchestra. Can I have them audition? Well, yes, of course you can have them audition, but they have to take an audition. And just because you tell me that they have to be in principal or symphony or concert, wherever, that's not necessarily where they're going to wind up. So it doesn't work that way. Our admittance is solely on the merits of the audition, and that's the only thing and the fairest way to do it. Okay? As I said, oops, I'm getting ahead of myself because I don't have my notes in front of me because I couldn't print them out this morning. So auditions are a snapshot. So they give us a window into your playing. They tell us how you're set up, how your intonation works, whether you can sight read or not, and all of that stuff. And so that's what they tell us. And again, it's the fairest and best way to be able to hear a whole bunch of kids, sort all the information out, and place them in the best possible situation for them. The student and the teacher may not agree with us, and that happens every year. But based on the auditions and based on the information that we gather during that time, we make our best judgment as to what the best possible year-long experience is going to be. Do we make mistakes? Every once in a great while, we do make a mistake, which is why we have a re-audition policy in place. But in the 2 years that I've been here, I've only had to do it once. And it's, you know, it is what it is. And there are a lot of people that disagree. Well, it's the nature of auditions. Like I say, you have a good day, you have a bad day. And sometimes it bounces the way you want it to, and sometimes it bounces the way you the way you don't. But based on what we know of the kids here and the abilities, even if kids have a bad day, 99.5% of the time we get it right.